Welcome back to Prompts for Purpose and Perseverance. This is a snippet designed to be a special post-Super Bowl edition. Good sportsmanship and goodwill guarantees winning in the game of life. This prompt is especially appropriate as we reflect on and recover from Super Bowl weekend. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat was popularized by the late great Jim McKay, but has continued to live on in infamy. Although players may appear devastated after a grueling loss, they always manage to shake hands with their opponent. Even those longtime rivals who may have been on the same side at some point in their athletic careers can be seen hugging and congratulating, high-fiving the other on their win. This truly demonstrates good sportsmanship at its best and should be the cornerstone of any competitive endeavor that we encounter in life. Now, the characteristics of someone demonstrating good sportsmanship, along with those that are showing goodwill, are practically one and the same. When showing good sportsmanship, whether professionally or within personal relationships, we should always keep in mind that we are part of a team that supports one another, even when we are not currently on track towards success. Think about when the pandemic plagued us all. There were businesses that began to decline or failed altogether due to circumstances well beyond their control. But as team members who had a positive attitude, showed continuous support for one another, and focused on future possibilities, these businesses were very often resilient. Showing support and appreciation amongst team members and family is also a sign of goodwill. But what about in the competitive sales world? Having been in sales for 30 plus years, it often felt that the attitude was, in order to be profitable, the focus was to win at all costs. Dog, eat or be eaten. You're either predator or prey. The problem with this attitude is that generally there ends up being more casualties throughout the sales process along the way. Relationships suffer on both sides, whereas customer relationships do not last when they realize that you're just after the sale as opposed to providing long-term solutions. The relationships between managers and team members also become strained when one is judged or blamed when the outcome of the sale is not as expected. Rather than to go into any campaign solely focused on winning, here are 3 ways to approach each opportunity. First, acknowledge that there will be mutual respect and support throughout the process, and always play fair. Next, demonstrate a willingness to learn by always asking questions to define your understanding about what is needed. And finally, while being present and mindful in the moment, also recognize that there will always be some element of the past and consequences or benefits for the future that will ultimately affect every single decision. Overall, whether you win or lose, be gracious. No one likes a boastful winner or a sore loser. But what if you are unable to grasp that brass ring for which you were pursuing? If you went into the process with these 3 approaches that I just talked about, each paves the way for resilience. Win or lose, all parties can maintain that pledge of respect and support. Win or lose, all parties have learned from the experience and use that new knowledge to do better next time. Win or lose, this is still an opportunity to focus on the future and further solidify the relationships and trust built throughout the sales process. And finally, win or lose, you've established yourself as a trustworthy person and deserving of their loyalty in the future. Always remember that one of the most important attributes of good sportsmanship is resilience, which allows us to bounce back from disappointment and failure. How resilient are you in the face of defeat? In your own game of life, how do you manage to come back and try again? Especially after not having accomplished what you had initially set out to do. Now think back to the quote, "Good sportsmanship and goodwill guarantees winning in the game of life." What is the purpose of this quote and its application to your life? How will this encourage perseverance, act as a call to action, and bring you joy? Join me for another sneak peek into my newest book, Prompts for Purpose and Perseverance, as we ponder the nuances of networking. You can also revisit my previously published content on my website, larsonslegacybank.com, or you can catch all of them on YouTube at Gail Larson 8722. So, until next time,